Good evening. It's been a little while. Spent a lot of time talking to Linda. Well, Linda, Arthur, what are you doing? The kitty's up here. What, kitty? You want a little snack? Huh? You want a snack? I got you something. There you go. That's Arthur. I still haven't figured out exactly whose cat it is. However, somehow I keep feeding it. I've been on an adventure, and so what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk about one of the next recovery values, which is forgiveness. Now, so many times when I speak of forgiveness or I'm talking to somebody about forgiveness, a lot of times what they'll go to is they'll start the conversation, or they'll lead the conversation into either the things that they need forgiven for or the things that they've forgiven people for, which is to me, which is quite a shallow level of looking at things about forgiveness. What I've come to realize about forgiveness is the ability to show myself more than anybody else. I don't look at the need to forgive people due to the fact that there's nothing that they have done or will do to me that wasn't part of my process. And I know that can seem a little strange. However, I think we all know that I've been in enough altercations and conflicts to be able to share my experience in this department. The way I look at forgiveness now is not about me forgiving other people. It is about me being able to realize that the thing that takes me to the next place in life, that means that whatever I've dealt with in that cycle, in that relationship, in that deal, before I got on here, I read something that reminded me of someone who I was notified that she had died last year. And she said something funny because her sister, when I knew them all pretty well, or decently well, her sister described me as a preacher, a healer, and someone who had seen Bigfoot. which I'll go for all those. The Bigfoot for sure, but I'll go for the preacher and the healer too. And there's nothing to forgive in there, see? It's just a description. If she'd have said, well, he's a drunkard and a fighter and he's a sorry son of a bitch, there's nothing to forgive there either, because I've been there. They just knew me in another dimension, another time of my life, because I have been those things. See, what I do now in forgiving myself is I'm so capable of seeing of what difficulties or defects or shortcomings that could take place in the future. And I'm able to forgive myself in the future before those things even happen, Thus, they don't even happen. Because in that forgiveness of myself for the future, I'm able to correct those things before the future ever gets here. Now, I realize I'm on a pretty wild road right there. However, give it some thought. How many of you have lost a parent or a child and had a hard time coming to terms with not having spent enough time with that parent or that child or that family member or that friend? Fortunately for me, what I've discovered is it's like spending so much time with Dad. There's not anything that is going to be regretful or in regret when he flies away. Because I have seen where I would have needed to forgive myself in the future if I did not spend time with him in the present. And I can see that with other people. I can see where some of the things I can do, if I'm fixing to punch somebody in the face and it's not for their better good, which that is a whole argument we can have some other time, but if I can see where by me not getting on to them or me not trying to correct them or me not trying to emphasize something to them and going ahead and letting them deal with it, rather than, I just find myself being able to forgive myself before I do things that I need to forgive myself for. Call it cuckoo if you wish. But it's how I live now. Not saying I don't live in the present. Absolutely, I live in the present. However, I've been gifted. I've been gifted with the ability to see things that can go a certain way in the future, and how I can impact that future. Just like this video right now, me talking about forgiveness. Somebody that's going to see this video, it's going to stick with you. Something that I'm talking about now, just as much as some goofy thing that Mr. Beast does on YouTube. There's something that's going to stick with you that says, wait a minute. I either need to seek forgiveness or prepare to forgive before I do it. Are you prepared? Are you prepared to forgive you? To take the innocence of your childhood and say, I still have that innocence. I'm still here to learn. Can you imagine if the only thing that we're here for is to understand gratitude? That's your purpose above all other purposes, above all things, is to teach and give gratitude to whatever creator you decide on. Mine's God. Come on, let's not do it. Let's not do it. Anyhow, think about that for a little while. Are you prepared to forgive yourself? It's one of the first things I ask myself before I do anything. Am I prepared to forgive me? You're going to reap what you sow. I don't need to get in the way of that. I don't need to contribute to that. You're going to reap it. I want to reap forgiveness. Gives me gratitude. See ya.